of us because of the connection between Indiana and Kentucky. Heather French Henry, I'd like for you to come forward. We certainly know her as very active in her husband's administration when he was lieutenant governor. We know her as a fashion designer. We also know her as Miss America. But the one thing that I know that all of us remember is her wonderful, wonderful, outstanding work for our difference. I give you this woman.
That's so kind. Thank you so much. It is indeed a pleasure to be back on this side of the river tonight. You didn't ask for my passport, so thank you very much for that. We appreciate that. I would be remiss if I didn't introduce my wonderful children, Harper and Taylor Henry, who are here with us tonight, who are age 9 and 11. And my wonderful husband, Stephen, former Lieutenant Governor of Kentucky, who graciously does not make me cook him dinner on time every night. Oh, dear Lord, I try, but what can I do? It's an honor to be asked to be here tonight in support of so many wonderful women, but especially Miss Shelley Yoder. Yes, absolutely. As a Miss America, it is an amazing sisterhood. You see a pageant, we see women with a bright future. We see education, we see intelligence, we see talent, we see community service. And as a Miss America, to have a sister from our sisterhood to be a part of community service and getting involved in public service is so necessary, and it's so refreshing. Shelley has served your state already in a great capacity. It's no small feat to go to schools day in and day out and to be a refreshing role model in a day where society's role models are the Kardashians or Honey Boo Boo. As young women, we have a long way to go to increase the responsibility level of women out there in our society. And there are so many whose footsteps we have walked in for so long. I have the great chance later on to introduce one of my role models in a few moments, who my husband says I speak less when she's around. And I think that's probably a good thing. But it's increasingly important that women continue to get involved in public service. And I say public service and not politics because being a politician, and I was married to my husband when he was in office, and I got a front row seat to what politics is like. And I much prefer the public service side of politics. And if more politicians understood that it's about public service, then we would have less politics. I think about the men and women who I have tried wholeheartedly to serve, who have served our country. They don't need more politics. They need more public service. They need Americans who understand what they've been through. They need to know that when we call them over to fight and they come home, that they're not going to be getting a handout, but a hand up to a better way of life, a better quality of life. And that's not a Democratic issue. It's not a Republican issue, ladies and gentlemen. It's an American issue, okay? We are responsible for their quality of life. So when Shelley called me and let me know she was running, I was so proud of her, not only as a part of the sisterhood, but just as a young woman, as a mother, as a business owner. You know, as a mom myself, 2 wonderful children, my husband and I run several foundations. I run a business. It's no small feat to ask someone in those positions to run for office. And you have to think she has 3 children. In what microsecond does she get to be everything for everyone in her life? What a Wonder Woman Miss Shelley Yoder truly is. To get a young woman who's so intelligent, who understands about public policy, who knows what she wants for her children, because it's what you need to have for your children. She understands in business, being from a family who's owned a business, run a gas station. You don't get much more public service than running a gas station, I can tell you that. You want public service, you listen to people day in and day out. I asked her just recently, I said, when are you going to go door to door to campaign? And she's going to be doing that. The days that my husband and I campaign door to door, when you get a chance to meet people where they are in their life, that is public service. You don't ask people to come to you, you go to them. And that's exactly what Shelley Yoder is going to do for the state of Indiana. Because your people need someone that's going to meet them where they are. You don't make people come up to you. And Shelley is that type of person. It takes a strong person to persevere through politics. And I think about the moments when we were in office. There are people you're going to come face to face with who didn't vote for you as well. But you know what? You still have to serve those people. That's public service. It's not about believing that all of your ideas are right and you have the only solution. It's about listening to the people, because that's public service. What do people need? They need you to listen. They don't need you just to talk. They need you to hear about their needs and their wants. And that's meeting people where they are. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited that I got to be a part of this campaign, because you're going to have a wonderful congresswoman in Miss Shelley Yoder. Wow. Give her a round of applause and Shelley, stand up. Absolutely. Now I understand that over in Louisville, we call it Kentuckiana, and over here in Indiana, you probably call it Indiucky. I'm not quite sure what your little acronym or name is, but we're certainly proud that you would allow us to cross your bridges, because I have been honored to be around this next speaker many times in my life, and I'm so glad that my children, my daughters, get a chance to hear Governor Collins speak, because it's sad to say we've only had one governor who's a female in Kentucky. Women outpopulate men in Kentucky, but Governor Collins, forget that she's a woman. She was a great governor and a great public servant. Governor Collins probably brought, and still to this day probably has brought, more jobs to the state of Kentucky than any governor, I think, in the state of Kentucky. That's no small feat. And Governor Collins has raised the bar for all of us who have future aspirations of seeking public office. Because of her character, her stamina, and her intelligence, it's women like Governor Collins that make me humble every day when I think about what true public service is. So it is with great pleasure and honor to be able to introduce to you tonight the great, the one, the only, Governor Martha Lane Collins.